Good morning, students. I am Dr. Salunke, a teacher from Sri Shivaji Vidya Mandir and Junior College on Pune. I welcome all of you in this session of English language. In this session, I will not teach you any poem, any writing skill. This session is very important because in this session, I will discuss the nature of oral exam which is conducted before the theory board exam. As you know that the evaluation of the subject of English is of 100 marks. These 100 marks are classified into 80 and 20 marks. For 80 marks, you will have theory paper, and for 20 marks, the oral exam will be conducted. So in this session, today we are going to discuss what would be or how would be the nature of oral exam in the subject of English language. How many skills will be tested in the oral exam? Which skill will be tested in the oral exam? So in this way, this session is very significant in a sense that we are going to discuss, or I am going to explain how many skills will be tested in the oral exam and what would be the method of testing of each skill in this oral exam. So students, the oral exam which will be conducted before the theory exam will have two skills. The first skill will be the listening skill and the second skill will be the speaking skill. So these 20 marks of oral exam will be classified, will be divided into two skills. 10 marks will be for listening skill and 10 marks will be for speaking skill. So this is how 20 marks are allotted for these two skills, listening skill and speaking skill. So let us start how the first skill, listening skill, will be tested in the classroom when the oral exam will be conducted. Students, let us see how the oral exam will be conducted in the classroom. In the oral exam, two skills will be tested. The first skill is listening skill and the second one is speaking skill. The listening skill will have 10 marks. In the same way, the speaking skill will also have 10 marks. Both the skills which will be tested in the oral exam will collectively have 20 marks. So let us see first of all how the listening skill will be tested in the oral exam. Students, 10 marks which are allotted for the listening skill will be divided for two aspects, 5 plus 5. The teacher or the examiner will have three options. From these three options, the teacher or the examiner may select two options to test the listening skill of the students. The first option for the teacher will be the teacher may read sentences aloud in the classroom twice, for 2 times. The second option for the teacher or the examiner will be the teacher may read a short poem aloud in the classroom. The poem may consist of 4 or 5 lines. And the third option the teacher will have, the teacher may read a short story aloud in the classroom and the story may consist of 6 or 7 sentences. From the above three options, the teacher may choose or use two options to test the listening skill of the students. Each option will have 5 marks. For two options, listening skill will have 10 marks. If the teacher selects first option, in which slightly longer sentences will be read aloud for 2 times in the classroom, the students are expected to listen these sentences carefully, and the students will write these sentences on the answer sheet provided by board. Now, while writing the sentences, students should be careful about sentence structure, spelling of the words, grammar, punctuation marks, etc. Students' ability to concentrate on the words, details in sentences, and accuracy in listening will be tested in this listening skill. Let us turn to the second option, that is a short poem the teacher may select to test the listening skill of the students. In this second option, the students need not to write the poem on the answer sheet, but the teacher will set some activities or questions based on a short poem. What type of activities or questions can teacher set on the poem? Students, the teacher or the examiner will read the poem aloud twice in the classroom, and the teacher may set the activities as follows. For example, gist of the poem, figure of speech in the poem, rhyming words, or other linguistic features in the poem. The students will be expected to write the answers of these activities on the answer sheet provided by board. In this way, the listening skill will be tested with the help of a short poem. This would be the second option for the teacher or the examiner to test the listening skill. Students, let us turn to the third option, that is a short story or extract the teacher may select to test the listening skill of the students. In this third option, the students need not to write the story on the answer sheet, but the teacher will set some activities or questions based on a story or extract. What type of activities or questions can teacher set on a story or extract? The teacher or the examiner will read the story aloud in the classroom for 2 times, and the teacher will set the activities as follows. The teacher may set the theme of the story, which has 2 marks. Then the student will have to write the moral or the values, which can be social or human, from the story. It also has 2 marks. And the third activity which can be set is the self-opinion of the student about the story. It can be general opinion, generalization. It has 1 marks. The student will be expected to write answers of these activities on the answer sheet provided by board. In this way, the listening skill will be tested with the help of a short story. This would be the third option for the teacher. The students are supposed to listen to this story or extract carefully and write down the correct answers on the answer sheet provided by board. Students, in this way I have explained the options you may have for the listening skill in the oral exam. I hope you must have understood the details about listening skill in this session. In the next session, I will explain the second skill, that is speaking skill. So I conclude my session here. I stop here. Thank you.